A lot of people want to know, like, you know, my daughter sings, and should she move to Nashville? Or maybe it's the girl herself saying, man, I want to go to Nashville. That's where I want to be. And, you know, the first thing you just want to tell them is just be ready, man. Just be ready, because it's not going to be easy.
I don't want to take their positive attitude away from them, but you just, you know, I wish them all luck, and I'm never going to tell someone to give up on anything, because we never give up. And, but I see them, and I just see, you know, being jaded in a good way, knowing, you know what I mean, what you got to deal with because we've learned from experience and being, you know, here for years. But, you know, you see them and you just know, God, you're in for some tough stuff before you think this is going to happen. Well, my daughter's going to get a record deal as soon as she goes down there, or my son's kind of like, okay, you say that. all right. You might get a record deal and lose about $60,000 from, you know, some people that might not be a record label.
One of my first questions now to people, I wasn't really sure what to say, and then you know, on the other side of like 5 or 6 years doing this, now I say, who besides your mother and your father thinks you're a really good singer? Has anybody told you?
Right.
You know, and they maybe it's their best friend. Okay, well, let's add your best friend, your mom, and your dad into a group. Let's get them out of the way.
Ask
who else? You know what I mean? And you can really get down to, like, you know, in about 30 seconds, what's really going on with this singer or this writer or whatever. And opportunities hanging on trees in this town, man. I mean, you know it. We know it. It doesn't make it easy, but it's there, and you can see it. But you gotta have that positive,
right? And you gotta know which one to grab too, because there's some wrong ones. There's some, and that's any city you go to, anywhere you move to. But for the music industry, you gotta be like heart of gold, but at the same time, you got a brick wall around it.
We had it pretty easy, man. At first, I had been in town for probably, I don't know, 6 weeks before things just started exploding for us.
It did too.
It just took off. I mean, it was literally like going to be overnight success. James Stroud signed us to DreamWorks. Buddy Lee Attractions signed us to Booking. Kitty Montgomery was our. We had a great attorney. I mean, everything was lined up in 6 weeks, and we were ready to go. And we had never even recorded a song. I mean, it was just magic. And then, so we had everything within 6 months. And then the next 6 months, we literally lost everything. Every single bit of that went away. And so at the end of our first year, we're like, we went from having it all to having nothing. What are we going to do? And we're like, well, let's do it again. Let's go after it again. It can't be that hard. Well, here we are 7 years later. And, you know.
But we do have a label now, and James Stroud, again, has signed us.
So you can't get down. You know, I remember when we lost our very first record deal, we thought it was the end of the world. And then people like Shane Miner and some great singers, they came up to Jeffrey Steele. They came up and they're like, hey, man, welcome to Nashville. You can't live here and you can't be successful until you have a deal and lose a deal. That's just part of it. So just get ready. And we're like, hey, we just graduated into our senior year. All right, you know. So you just got to stick with it. You know?